Bitcoin institutional demand continues to outpace new supply, with 545,579 Bitcoin purchased year to date compared to only 97,082 Bitcoin in new supply. So there will only ever be 21 million BTC, a quick reminder for everyone. And what is this showing you? Something we talk about day in, day out, that BTC supply is just crazy. Like, the supply is so low, demand is extremely high. So all the BTCs that are being mined, the demand is, if not like 3 to 4 times more than that, and it is from bigger players. And this should really give you a better understanding how much money really is coming into this space. And what I'm about to share with you guys later in this video, of course, kind of explains why we're seeing so much green across the market right now. But welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the XRP holders. Appreciate you guys as always. Today, yesterday, Thursday, was a very, very big day for XRP. Of course, the lawsuit is finally over. Long lawsuit, and I'm sure if you are part of the XRP community, you guys know about this. Ripple really fought this, and they deserve all the recognition that they're getting. But both parties have agreed to just end this, and it is officially over. The price of XRP reacted in a really positive way. So did the broader market, and the broader market is obviously reacting in a positive way due to this specific announcement right here. Let me just pull it up for you guys. Trump said to approve 401ks access to crypto and alternative assets via executive order on Thursday. So this right here will change the game, which we're going to obviously touch a little bit more on. But this announcement itself is the reason why I believe we are seeing some upside within the crypto markets. But looking at the price of XRP right now, $3.32 as of recording this update, up 11% in USD, up 10% in Bitcoin comparative. Valuation sitting at almost $198 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume is through the roof, currently sitting at 11.5 billion. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So as far as ETF flows are concerned, around 277.4 million of Bitcoin, but look at Ethereum pretty much matching almost in terms of BTC inflow. So excitement kicking in once again. Ethereum saw $222.3 million of ETH inflows just yesterday alone. Insane numbers that we're seeing here. But of course, this right here has gotten a lot of people talking. 401k. If this is really, approved, if this really gets set in stone, guess what happens? You see people having, an option to look into crypto, of course, as an investment option for their retirement funds. 401k, huge. This could bring trillions and trillions of dollars towards the crypto industry. If you understand how that works, you would know how big this is. And there's no surprises to me why we're seeing such a positive impact in terms of the price based off of this announcement. These rumors were flying around, but obviously a lot of credible sources have come out and pretty much confirmed that this could be in really in the works and could really go live. And if it does, I think this would just be a complete game changer. We talk about super cycle a lot, and this is one of the things that could potentially take us to that level. But moving forward, shout out to Crypto Inside UK. It says, while that after 5 years of what mostly an awful lawsuit for XRP holders and Ripple alike, it's just over just like that, as if nothing happened. Seems surreal, and it sure does. It definitely does feel surreal. But you got to give props to Ripple, because during these times, this is where you could really see I would say how serious a project really is to their overall roadmap. Because I'm sure if you've been in this crypto space for quite some time, you've seen projects come thrive in the bull market, but when the bear market starts or they're hit with a major hurdle, they just vanish and they stop building. But you gotta give Ripple the props, because they literally delivered on their roadmap. They have done exactly what they intended to do, and of course now they're really starting to gain that recognition, and they deserve all the credit that they're getting right now, because of course during times like what Ripple has gone through, a lot of projects literally go ghost mode. I've been in the space for almost a decade. Next year marks 1 decade in the space, and I've seen hundreds, if not like, I wouldn't say thousands, but I've seen hundreds of projects, that I could literally name on top of my head, which I don't want to do, that, were hyped at one point, especially during a bull market, but then that honestly could have been something if they, continued to build on what they were trying to do. But, as soon as some sort of hurdle that came in front of their way, or, bear market started, boom, they're just gone. And this is what Ripple did not do, and they've been here from the beginning. So props to them. Shout out to the whole Ripple team. But look at this. Timing is everything. Brad Garlinghouse has come out with some big announcement of them acquiring another company, which you could see. Ripple is very excited to share that we're acquiring Rail Finance. So Rail and Ripple together will be the go-to provider of stablecoin payments infrastructure for global financial institutions around the world, not just within the US, around the globe. And I think they were timing this for this lawsuit to be officially over. So amazing to see, of course. And take a look at this. When the SEC classifies XRP as a commodity, that would represent a significant shift in the regulator's stance, and that's exactly what's starting to happen right now. And speaking about that, take a look at what Nate says. Yes, I think BlackRock was waiting to see this before filing the iShare XRP ETF. And if you've been following the Crypto ZX channel, you guys know how much emphasis I've put on this specific thing. That everyone talks about the like of Fidelity, BlackRock, the biggest by far in terms of AUM, globally. So people have been talking about, why are these guys not filing for an spot ETF while a lot of their competitors are. And if you've been following the channel, your boy Crypto ZX has been talking about this specific thing, the lawsuit. I said they're waiting for some sort of a resolution before they do so, and I think now it makes it even more likely that they're going to come out and file for this iShare XRP ETF. It just doesn't make sense why they wouldn't, and why would they would allow their competitors to take advantage of this. And Nate says, I'll own it if I'm wrong. In my opinion, makes 0 sense for them to ignore crypto assets beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum. Otherwise, they're basically saying Bitcoin and Ethereum are the only ones that will have value. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys personally think about this. But Stuart says, in response to obviously this lawsuit coming to an end, following the commission's vote today, the SEC and Ripple formally filed directly with the Second Circuit to dismiss their appeals. The end, and now back to business. A bold statement. Shout out to Stuart, of course. And look at the derivative numbers, guys. Look at the derivative numbers here. Volume is up 122.27%. Open interest, options volume up 1,678%. Insane stuff happening right now. And I think, we could be in for some excitement based off of what we're seeing happening with the prices. As far as the dominance is concerned, you guys know it's not a Crypto ZX update unless we don't talk about the dominance. Dominance is pulling down. And, I want you guys to just keep an eye out on the 60.45% mark. If this is able to break below, guys, I think we could really see some excitement for altcoins, something bigger than a lot of people are anticipating, because this would mark for the first time, us retesting these levels since the beginning of the year. So of course that would be something. If you're looking at BTC, did see that push towards the upside since our last update. We were having a hard time breaking out of the 115K range. Obviously, with the announcement about the 401Ks, potentially, that could really go live. And that, of course, is going to have a positive impact on the broader market. Price of Bitcoin broke out. We went up to 170,500, kind of got stopped around there because, of course, that is a major resistance. But so far, so good. Bitcoin's still holding around 116,500, like what I'm seeing here. As far as XRP is concerned, though, look at this beautiful bounce, guys. Of course, again, not a surprise to anyone. Just a few days back, you can't even make this up at this point, just on August 3rd. So just a few days back, if you were picking up some XRP around the $2.73, we're looking at an increase of about 23.58% for the third largest coin in the crypto markets. We did come very, very close to the $2.40. I was talking to you guys about that range to be the next key level to be obviously looking out for. Haven't really gotten exactly to that, but I do project that, we will retest it. I am expecting a little bit of a rejection around that range. Usually, when it comes to futures market, these resistances are, taken quite seriously. So, usually what you do tend to see happen is just slightly before that resistance is retested, you might see a rejection beforehand, and that's exactly what we have seen happen. And we're looking at a little bit of a healthy correction, but we're being supported by the previous resistance, of course. So I like what I'm seeing here. I'm anticipating in the next few hours, hopefully, dominance continues to pull down. I am anticipating this to be retested. It's only a 2.3% move for us to see. And today, if you want to ask me, I would love to see this, daily candle close happening above this range. If it's able to do that, the weekend could be very exciting. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Next few hours, very, very important. Let me know in the comments of your personal thoughts. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Shout out to you guys. Thank you for the 70K subs. It's been a long journey, 6 years, of blood, sweat, and tears, but I'm very passionate about this, as you guys know. And from the bottom of my heart, shout out to the day ones, or if you're new here, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. This is just the absolute start. We are going to go to the 100,000 plus, and I need all your support to come and join the Crypto ZX army. If you have not followed me on X, please do so. Link in the description box below. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX. Peace out.